How are we going, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's the second episode of the True Blue podcast, and we're here with another guest. It's Jack.
Sure. What are we saying? I'm back again. They know me from the transfer video last week. Yeah, I missed the first poddy.
How well did that video perform, Cam? Or did Jack's face bring up the
It was actually pretty good, to be fair, Jack. But hopefully Joe's face doesn't shoot the algorithm. Anyway, today's video, we'll be talking about the games, the two games. Firstly, Southampton, then West Ham, and then we'll just talk about transfers and just waffle on. It's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
But without further ado, let's start on today's game against Southampton. Score predictions first, guys.
I'm going a little conservative, 3-0 to the Chelsea.
I'm going to go 2-1 Southampton.
What's that about?
I'm a realist. I'm saying 2-1 Southampton. I reckon Sterling gets a goal, and I can see a Ward-Prowse penalty caused by Mendy just like punting him in the face, and then probably like a Gvardiol in goal.
Yeah, Tuchel out as well.
I'm gonna say Twitter by back the manager.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say 3-1 because we always play good against Southampton.
Yeah,
you know? We beat him 6-0 last time. We beat him 6-0. We'll fucking smash him.
Mason Mount hat trick. Pompey boy.
No, I hope he doesn't start. Actually, I hope he doesn't start. But
well, I don't know. I think he should start over Havertz. I think Havertz.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is swiftly on to Jack's rant about Havertz. He's he wanted to say so. The floor's yours, man.
All right, look, boys. I think we've got to be realistic here. Let's get some nice light just for this rant. Look, we've got to be realistic. Yeah, we love Havertz. He's a top player. Yeah, he's my favourite player, really, probably at Chelsea. And that 75 mil we've spent on him, that Champions League goal, that's worth the 75 mil in itself. Like, you pay 75 mil to win a Champions League, realistically.
Yeah.
But this guy, he has so many bad games, or just games where he just does fuck all. I can remember literally countless games last season where he just does shit all, and he has little glimpses where he'll have a nice touch or whatever. But this is his third season now. He had 2 full seasons, with Tuchel, whatever, different coaches, different positions, and he's still just not really working for him. Well, he obviously had that run in February, March, whatever. He scored 9 goals in 7 games or something stupid, and then it's we're onto something here. We might have found him playing up top or whatever, and then he just falls off again. And he seems to just have so many games and just long runs of just inconsistency. And I think that has to be addressed because I think he gets a bypass, whereas people like Pulisic, who I think has been, you could say he's been as good. I don't think you could say he's been worse than Havertz. You could say he's been better than Havertz, and he just doesn't get the same chance. And the same goes for Zaha. So I don't really like Zaha. So I think he's a bit of a wimp. But he hasn't been given the opportunities. I mean, think of how many games Havertz has started where he hasn't really deserved to play. And you've got guys like Pulisic getting subbed on the 80th minute or something, playing all right, and then not starting the next game. I think it's just a bit, I don't know if it's bias or what, Tuchel's really seeing there. But I think if he continues to just not play well, I think you've got to give someone like Pulisic a chance who's also had them good runs of form.
Fair. I guess, okay, start. Shall I go, Joe? Okay. I'm guessing with Aubameyang, either Aubameyang or Wilfried Zaha coming in, I think Havertz going to play less and less. But I just want to say, I thought Havertz played decent last game. Of course, he's not scoring and assisting, but I think his hold-up play has got a lot better.
Yeah, it has. That's something I've noticed this season. He has definitely got better, and winning headers especially, he seems to have gotten a bit stronger. But in terms of his actual impact on the game, he had a brilliant game against Spurs. I thought he was unreal. He was so unlucky not to get a goal. But I mean, that miss, he obviously should have scored that, but I won't hold it against him because he had such a good game apart from that, just burning past defenders. But I just don't get why he can't do that on a consistent basis. He seems a bit lazy sometimes. Obviously, he does press a bit, but then I do see him just sort of walking about, not really looking for the ball, and he misplaces a lot of passes. And I don't know. I think there is a player in there. We know there's a player in there, and he is young. But I do think he has to start proving himself if he's going to be starting week in, week out.
The thing with Havertz, I think, is that he is. I said this last time. I think he is our most technically gifted player in terms of touch, control, composure, natural football ability. I think it's up there with Kovacic. But in terms of what we need to see to get the best out of him, I think he needs to be. He's not been played, not the false nine position. It was experimented with a bit last season, but like Tuchel, because of the lack of options up front with Lukaku being shit, he was played more as a higher up centre forward rather than one which like drops into the midfield. And I think Tuchel's got like a conflict of interest there, whether to go with Havertz higher up the pitch or deeper in like the cam role, or like even in between. So I still don't think Havertz has been found his best position where he can profit the most. So I think he's a victim of his own versatility. Whereas if we get Aubameyang, we know he's only going to be playing centre forward, which is what we're going to get from him, and he's going to guarantee goals. Whereas Havertz is still in like that developmental phase as a player, and I think we need to stick with him playing. So because the more he plays, the better he's going to get, and I think there's a real player in
there. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I think that's quite a general thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, Tuchel's the manager. You know, he knows a lot more about football than me. But I do feel like we don't really play players to their strength. Like, obviously, we had Reece playing right centre back for a lot of games where you could have just put Ruben in. You can just put Ruben in centre mid and play Reece at right wing back. Like, he probably is our best player. Definitely our most consistent player when he's at right wing back. He's so impactful. And then we've got Havertz and Mount in the front three all the time. But like when you look at other teams, like even like Man United with like Sancho, Ronaldo and Rashford or whatever, you've got City with Haaland and Mahrez, for example, and Liverpool with Salah and Diaz. Like they're strikers, they're attackers. Would you really call Mount and Havertz like front three players? I don't know. Because I think Mount's best in a bit of a deeper role, number 8, number 10, like playing balls through, sitting a bit deeper, as opposed to making runs in behind because he's not the quickest. And I think it's the same with Havertz. I think he's good when he can link up deep and like make them driving runs from deep, and as opposed to just like being that getting behind striker. So I do think getting someone like Zaha or Aubameyang or Neymar, who I saw something about today, or maybe get on to him later.
We'll
but
talk about that.
Proper out and out like attacker, like someone that wants to like run at defenders, like can get in behind. Yeah. I think we're just not really like playing them to their own strength, but that is kind of due to our lack of like squad depth in attack.
I do agree with that, and I think a formation which could work to get the best out of both of them would be a 4-3-1-2 with Mount in the 3 as like a sort of like 8, Havertz in the 1 in the hole, it's like a number 10, and Zaha and Aubameyang. If we get them, 2 strikers making the runs in behind, or Sterling, sorry, let's go Sterling and Aubameyang getting those runs in behind for Havertz and Mount to get those balls in. But I can only dream.
All right, okay, so people at Chelsea saying we're going to expect 3 more signings before the end of the window. It's probably going to be Fofana. What with the other 2, either Zaha, Gordon, or Neymar? Are they going to go straight into the team? And if so, who are they going to replace?
Gordon goes straight into the team. The under 15s, that is. But
I was going to say, I was like, you better.
The reserves, yeah. Anthony Gordon is not a football player. He's a money laundering scheme. It can't be right.
Frank Lampard's warned us. Player. He's been trying to get us out of this whole deal, saying he's worth 100 mil. But if we sign, oh my god, no, I can't. I don't think.
If we sign Anthony Gordon, I'll do some. I don't know what I'll do.
Actually, no. Say it now. Say it now for the podcast, just so we can clip up. What are you actually going to do if he signs for Chelsea?
I'll move to North Korea. No, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Pretty terrible.
I'll take 3 shots at the start of the next podcast.
Oh, well, you heard it
good.
Here.
Yeah.
3 shots at the start of the next pod. He's going to be fucked by the end of it.
Fair enough. All right, Fofana is pretty much done. Leicester have already signed their replacement. So, Joe, you had some stats regarding Fofana.
Well, I had some stats in the last episode, and I don't want to say the same ones, but basically a little concern. Not really concern, but the thing is, he's only played 37 games in the Premier League. That's not even a full season. That's across 2 seasons. So there is like an injury worry there, which could come up. And you know what Chelsea are like with their injuries, we do get quite a few. So I'm worried about that. In terms of he's not an attacker. He's only scored 3 goals, but he's a centre back, so that don't really matter. But he's never played for France. I mean, he's young, but we're signing 80 mil on him or something, and he's still not an international.
France, think how many house centre backs France have though.
And one thing I will say is that his aerial dominance is very good. I said this last time, but last season, I mean, it's over his 37 Premier League games, he won 117 aerial battles. And on like the Premier League app, you can sort of do the thing where you can do season to season. And in the season when Fofana's been playing, Rudiger only won 56 aerial battles, and they're of a similar height. So I'm not saying he's going to be an improvement on Rudiger, but that is
you do have to remember that he does play for Leicester, though, so he's going to have more balls coming into the box.
Yeah, I suppose so. But
Rudiger's going to have less to deal with.
I am excited about that.
The good thing is, though, would you say Koulibaly and Fofana is an upgrade on Christensen and Rudiger?
Maybe not Christensen. Yeah, he is. Big upgrade.
I don't know if it is an upgrade. Because I would say that
Christensen
Rudiger
gets a funny tummy and he's out for 4 weeks.
Christian's a pussy, man. I'm glad he's gone.
He is a pussy, but he was a good player. And like we don't know that much about Fofana. Obviously, he's young as well. I feel like Christensen and Fofana, you could make a case to say they're like about the same. Obviously, Christensen has a lot more experience, and then Rudiger, I'd say edges Koulibaly. But given the circumstances, obviously, we didn't want to lose Rudiger and Christensen. Like Koulibaly and Fofana are like pretty good replacements. So I'm glad we didn't get Koundé because like, fuck that guy, he's overrated.
Fucking midget, bro. So,
yeah. Trash.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of outgoings, then Callum Hudson-Odoi to Bayern Leverkusen. How are we feeling about that?
Well, I said to Cam just before we started recording, I saw this tweet that Bayer Leverkusen's most recent formations they've done 3-5-2. Callum Hudson-Odoi, I'm very scared, is going to be spending his year on loan at wing back.
That's why we let him go. He can hone his craft in the Bundesliga.
I want Hudson-Odoi as a left winger. That's his promised land. Another southeast London representative, Hudson-Odoi is, and he's got to do us proud. So I want him on that. I hope it goes well, but it might not. I'm looking forward to it.
And Ziyech looks like he's going to be out the door as well. So 2 wingers.
Well, apparently he's not too close to Ajax, though. Apparently that deal's not really going to happen.
The thing is, they're looking at a Campos over Ziyech, but they've come into 160 mil, so fingers crossed.
I reckon Ziyech is better off pursuing a career as a barber. Like his trims are always on point. So
Here's my concern with this window, right? We haven't had a bad window. Like we've brought in some young players and obviously like improved the defense a bit as well. But you think we've got Lukaku just gone on loan, like he's gone, Werner's gone, Hudson-Odoi's gone, and we've possibly got Ziyech gone, and we've only brought in Sterling. So we're looking at 4 attackers down,
play higher up,
1 in. And what we're also forgetting is there is a 5th world-class attacker, which we have to mention, because I know Joe was crying in the bath yesterday when he saw the announcement that Ross Barkley has left Chelsea by mutual consent.
I can't believe it.
Joe, just give me your thoughts on your emotions right now.
I've got nothing left. It was. I was so gutted. Even though he was never going to get into the team, there's a small part of me somewhere in my heart which had hopes there would be a Ross Barkley renaissance under Tuchel, but
and Joe, to kick you whilst you're down, Bakayoko's terminated his contract as well.
Oh,
it's been a bad day for us Chelsea fans.
I think Barkley, there's a player in there, so wherever he goes, I'll be supporting him.
Well, I swear we were all there against Liverpool when he did that amazing solo run.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can see me and Alex on YouTube when he scored it like behind the goal.
Still creaming about that, man. Sorry.
Don't worry, I did too.
And what's more likely, Neymar coming or Gordon coming? It's a pretty obvious question, but we can only dream.
I don't think either of them are coming. I think it's pretty nailed on, like that Gordon's not going to come now. It's too late on in the window. And there's no way we're going to pay 100 million. Like, come on, we're not that stupid. And if Zaha's available for, 30 million, even 40 million, like, I'd happily take Zaha. Like, he's a good player, Premier League experience. I think that's who we got to be going for, in my opinion.
Yeah, Zaha, I'd take... Obviously, if we could get Neymar, I'd want him over them too. But out of like the realistic options, Zaha's the one to go for.
All right, okay. So UCL group.
Seamless transition.
Nothing happened. Milan, Zagreb, and Salzburg. We got to be the top, right?
We're definitely winning that group. We should win that group, and even if we don't win that, we're definitely going through because Dinamo, Zagreb, and Salzburg. I'm sure they're brilliant teams in their own right, but they're not going to lay a glove on us. We're getting first. And if I'm more slightly worried about AC Milan away, because that would be tough, especially with that crowd. And the thing about AC Milan, Olivier Giroud and Fikayo Tomori, heroes of the past. I will cry when I see them step into Stamford Bridge and they're not in a Chelsea shirt.
Also, a future player, Rafael Leao, will be scouting him as well. Yeah, just little nugget there. I mean, realistically, this is going to be a harder. Well, no, this is an easier group than last year, definitely.
Who was in it last year?
We had
Juventus,
yeah.
Malmo and
Malmo, French side.
Oh no, that Russian side.
Yeah.
Russian side. Oh yeah.
Sponsor. Nah, not them.
Nah, it wasn't.
Zenit
St. Petersburg.
Oh, we had Zenit. Yeah. No, I'm thinking of the season before.
Yeah, when Timo scored that brace.
Oh
yeah.
Timo.
Another lost hero.
Simpler times.
Anyway, I was trying to get our resident Palace fan Will on to make him cry about Zaha, but the best case scenario, we get Zaha and we offload Conor Gallagher for 27 mil. Like
that is
would
ideal.
be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Get him out of my club. But Joe has other opinions about Conor Gallagher, which you were saying before.
No,
Joe.
The floor is yours.
Conor Gallagher. I'm going to list some hard truths here. He's a passion merchant. His control of the ball is shoddy. He has red vision. He gets angry, foul people, stupid fouls. He has an average long shot. He only scores them because he takes so many. But aside from all of that, he's from Cobham.
Okay.
Mate.
It's English.
You've got so many from Cobham. Why him, bro? He's so bad.
I reckon.
Should make it clear, bro.
I think he's had 2 bad games, Leeds and who just play? I forgot.
Leicester. He got sent off in the 20th fucking minute.
Yeah, 2 yellow cards.
He was shit in both them. He's been nothing but trash for us. But it's only been an early start. He's still gelling to the team. I think give him the season, like cup games, 60 minutes sub appearances, see how he develops, and then at the end of the season, then we can make a more rational judgment.
That's nonsense, and we're not even going to entertain that opinion. What I want to know is, where is Billy Gilmore? He was breaking through in that FA Cup, and then that Everton game, he was unreal. And then we just fucked him off to Norwich, and then now he's just, is he back with the development team again? What are we doing? We've got no centre mids at the moment. What are we going to do today against Southampton? We've got no Cover, no Kante, no Gallagher,
Jorginho,
and no Reece. So Ruben's probably going to play at right wing back. So what are we going to do?
Midfield at the same time.
Billy's got to get in there.
I mean, Mount can play at 8, but apparently Billy Gilmore was linked with Brighton today as well. So it looks like he's going to be going.
That'd be a good club for him.
Yeah, they're a good team.
I know you're Graham Potter sexual. Him and Leo Koval would be good. Yeah, but let's all have a collective rant about Edouard Mendy and how much we hate him. Yeah.
Edward.
Well, I hate's a strong word. I mean, we just.
We got to be realistic. Like, he hasn't been good, especially on the ball. Like, every time he touches the ball, I literally shit myself. My dad's the same. He's always said he's dodging the ball, and he is dodging the ball. He is a good shot stopper at times. Like, there's sometimes when you go like, what a save, like saves that you wouldn't expect him to make.
Yeah.
But then there's also games where like we just concede so many goals, and it's like, why is he just save one of them? Like, come on, like there seems to just be so many shots that just get past him where I feel like an Alisson or an Edison or a De Gea or a Neuer or a Courtois just wouldn't let them go in. That goal against Leicester, like
near post,
Harvey Barnes near post, that is just like goalkeeping 101. Like, if he goes far post, fair enough, nothing you can do. You can't get beaten at your near post.
I know. So we're thinking. I was going to say Kepa in.
Kepa has been literally flawless since Tuchel come in. He actually hasn't put a foot wrong in about 2.5 years. Like, he's so good. He's one of the best goallkeepers in the Premier League. 70
million well spent.
Yeah. He's on number one. I love. He's good on the ball.
Nah, better than
I reckon he's better than Prime Neuer at this point in time.
Yeah,
we take the piss, but he actually has been good. Like, I can't remember the last time Kepa put in a bad shift. Yeah, he has been playing against like Cray Wanderers, but like some of the saves he's been making are like absolutely unreal.
And this is a joke as well. FIFA ratings came out today, and Edouard Mendy was 86 rated. How do you feel about that?
86.
86. All right, let me list our top 10 and see if you agree. Of course, Kante 89 rated. Standard. He hasn't gone down. Koulibaly went up to an 87. No?
Good.
Okay. Mendy 86.
You're telling me Thiago Silva's lower than 87?
Yes, Thiago Silva is 86.
Mate.
How on earth? He's the best centre back in the league.
What's Diaz?
Oh, I don't know, but he's probably like 88 or some shit.
Yeah, that's just a joke, mate.
And you forgot, as soon as Sterling goes from Man City to Chelsea, downgraded by 86, of course.
That's racismo, that is. It's horrible.
And to be fair, Jorginho stayed 85, yeah. Havertz stayed 84. Mount, 84.
I would have given him 85 after last
season.
This
is a crime. Reece James, 84.
He's the what's Trent?
Trent is like 88 or 89. I mean, Kovacic 84, but Reece James, I think that's the worst.
He's the best right back in the world.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. He is.
Yeah,
he is
Trent might be like better passing, whatever, but in terms of an actual right back, Reece James,
clear in every attribute, and even that fucking banger. Was it Trent scored on the weekend? It was the middle of the goal. Shit goal.
Yeah, shit goal.
Trent.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Which Chelsea always get shafted with FIFA.
Yeah, they get shafted every time.
We won the Champions League, and you've got fucking like players like Christensen getting like a 79 non-rare. Like it's just whatever.
Yeah, we just forget about the biggest haters. But because it's been 3 games, going to be 4, we can have more realistic league predictions. Last week, I said 3rd.
I think 4 games, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 4 games.
Yeah, it's soon to be 5. Yeah.
Sorry. And I'm thinking, I don't know if we have top 4 in us.
I think we'll get top 4. I'd love to say we're going to win the league, but I doubt it. I'm gonna make an alteration to my prediction. I'm gonna switch around. I'm gonna maintain City first and Tottenham second, and I'm going Chelsea third, Arsenal fourth.
So Liverpool aren't your top 4.
Liverpool aren't getting top 4. I said it last week. I'll say it again.
Spuds are.
Spurs will. Yeah, they won't win the league.
The same Spurs we played off the park.
But they've got that dog in them. They've got that Conte dog in them. So that's just gonna carry him over the line.
Prick Richarlison on them as well.
You know what? I'm going to say this now from an unbiased, like realistic perspective. I'm going to say if Chelsea don't make another big signing or an impactful signing in the transfer window, we won't finish in the top 4. Because Man City are nailed on. Like they're probably going to win the league. Like they're unreal. Yeah. And the other competitors, this is the most competitive the top 6 has been in a long time. Like Arsenal are looking unbelievable. Spurs, they've got Conte. Conte won us the fucking league with Victor Moses playing every game at right wing back. Liverpool, they're always going to be dangerous with that front 3 and like players like Van Dijk and if Thiago and that gets fit. Man United looking good under Ten Hag. Like it's so unpredictable. I think we need more if we want to get top 4 this year.
I think we do need the squad depth because what a lot of people are forgetting, World Cup mid-season, that's going to damage teams, injuries, mentality, that sort of thing. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't think Liverpool get top 4 because their squad's very thin. If you saw their bench at the other weekend, it was mostly academy players. But I think Chelsea do have a decent squad depth, but 1 or 2 more signings in the key positions and the squad depth with the World Cup in the middle, that gets us top 4. So we do need 1 or 2 more signings. But even without, I still think we'd have the guts for it. Without the signings.
Yeah, all right. In an ideal world, 1 signing from each of you. We don't need to be linked to them, but do you think it would help our team? And don't just say Ronaldo or some shit. I could do that.
Okay. Jack, you want to go first? I need more time to think.
In a slightly realistic, slightly optimistic world, if we're being optimistic, I'd say De Jong or Leao. And in a realistic world, I'd say Zaha.
Yeah.
I'd agree realistically with Zaha, but optimistically, I know we've heard Neymar being shouted, so if we can get Neymar at the bridge together alongside Sterling, Mount, it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not being funny. I don't know why we haven't signed a midfielder because when I think about Frankie de Jong, that would just fix everything. But it is very.
I think Loftus-Cheek will have a good year.
Well, yeah, this is like his last year, pretty much, to do well.
No, I think Loftus-Cheek he'll assert himself, especially in that sort of like right wing back, but shifting into right midfield position. But right midfield when we have the ball, right wing back when we're defending.
We need to get Ruben back into as a centre mid option.
No. I think it's good the way Tuchel's using him in that sort of this 4-2-2-2 way, because he drifts infield when we've got possession and out wide with his physicality, pace, strength when defending. So I think you can get as much out of him as possible because he's a versatile player. So I like the new Ruben position.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 games in a week. Chelsea probably going to beat Southampton. Probably going to beat West Ham, right? Definitely. So that's 6 points.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the end of the week we're in the top 4 and sign of things to come. But Joe, got any more stats to drop on us, or is that it?
Stats. Let me just have a delve into. That's the how to blow up the Eiffel Tower. No, there's the stats. Let's go. So Zaha, right, he's averaged across his whole career, Crystal Palace, Cardiff, Man United, club career. He has got a goal or assist, so goal involvement every 2.81 games. And considering he spent most of his career fighting relegation in a poor Palace side, that's very good numbers for that sort of player. And put him in a top side like Chelsea, he'll get a goal every other game, I reckon. I think he's that type of player.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. We'll probably do a video when the transfer window ends. We'll do a tier list to see how good our signings have been. But to that, just going to say bye. Thank you guys for 600 subs. We'll get 700 soon, 1,000, you name it. Yeah.
A million
every year. 1,000 by when we get
tomorrow.
1,000 by the end. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But 1,000 by next week. Actually,
100K by next month.
Joe, can you make videos, please, or something?
Yeah.
Please,
10 likes and JMM8 will get a revival.
I'll make videos if Jack makes videos again.
Actually,
I need to see the finish of the Everton career. Man.
No, I'm a member of Cam's Cobham now. I'm an honorary member.
That's mine.
Guys, if we smash 15 likes, Jack and Joe are going to start a YouTube channel. It's going to be great.